what's up? I'm still alive. Trying to touch you. You know what I mean? So, it's honestly been just a blessing to be, 12-ish weeks into this thing, and just.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
Fuck. What the fuck, dude? What is causing? I have no idea what's causing this right now.
The computer's gone?
Huh?
The shut off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta reset. Phone camera's still going.
I know.
Technical difficulties.
This is ridiculous.
It's always a good hang.
Let's take a deep breath.
All right, guys. We just had a power. Power just went out in the house.
Yeah.
We were 10 minutes into the episode,
So we're starting again.
The camera footage was.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it another go here.
Vibes are high, as you can tell. Vibes are good. Vibes are good.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah, we're having some issues in our house. It's like the power where we're flipping the breaker like every 15 minutes. It's like this is the only room in the house where stuff's on. So
Yeah.
please help us.
Our heat bill's out of control. This ain't a big crib. It's just
No.
we're fighting for our lives.
We got a lot going on here with this house.
Anyway, I'm gonna read my tea again for the listeners at home. And I'm going to make the same joke because I don't care. The creation of 1,000 forests is in one acorn. Mm. That acorn's putting the team on its back, bro.
Greg
Jennings. Darren Sharper.
I put a T on my.
Darren Sharper's the squirrel, bro. One of the hardest hitting squirrels in the league. Thanks for laughing again at it,
Dude,
too.
of course. I mean,
my guy.
we could have had to do 50 takes of that. I would laugh every time because that's the funniest YouTube video I've ever seen.
What do you got on your tea?
On my tea?
Yeah,
Ooh, I don't know. Let's see. There is pleasure in the pathless woods by Lord Byron. You know what else there is in the pathless
I'd argue
woods?
that's if you caught the first episode, that's horse shit.
There's bears, poison ivy, thorns.
There's everything out there.
Yeah. But you know what?
All right.
We're
I'm like I feel like I'm like afraid that it's gonna happen again.
I know. It's talk about superstitions, dude. I'm like, if I sit wrong, the power's gonna go out.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're gonna take a moment again because y'all didn't hear it the first time, but we want to thank everyone that's tuned into the podcast from the bottom of our hearts, dude. We started this thing as we thought it would be fun and stuff, but some of the feedback we've been getting is just unreal. I've had some friends of mine reach out, and we had a couple more vulnerable episodes early on, and just it I feel like it gave them a door to reflect on their own lives. And I've gotten some text messages that were just awesome that we could maybe be that way for them to feel okay to talk about some stuff and some vulnerable stuff. And I've had some friends reach out that I haven't heard from in a long time, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
It's just
man.
awesome, dude.
That's awesome. I mean, like you said, we started this because this is the most fun idea we can think of, to just sit down and have a conversation every week. And that is what it boils down to. That's the bare essential.
We would have the conversations.
Right. Like Pressfield asks, would you still do it if you were the last person on earth?
100%.
And the only difference between right now and that scenario is that we have microphones.
Right.
We would still have these conversations. So
sure.
It's a blessing. And, whoever's watching at this point, thank you for coming along with us. We have really, in the spirit of transparency, we have really big hopes for this podcast, and we really enjoy doing it. And we like watching it, and we think it's fun and funny. So we hope you do too. But if not, kick rocks. Nah, just kidding.
Yeah, if you enjoy the podcast, consider maybe giving us a rating on Spotify, subscribing to the YouTube channel. That's a way you can support us now.
Yeah, and that's free. You don't have to pay any money to do that kind of stuff. And those analytics and those, algorithmic bumps really help us.
Yeah.
Especially rating it, subscribing, following on Instagram and TikTok, all that stuff. So a little bit goes a long way. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. It's always a good hang.
You said last week, bro, you're like, I hope you've had some good hangs so far and continue to hang good.
Yeah, dude, I was listening back to that moment and I was like,
Dude, I thought that was electric.
Really?
Get out of your head.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's fire.
God. That was one of those moments where I'll just be thinking about that when I'm trying to sleep for the rest of my life. Like, why did I say that?
Nah, we keep it goofy out here.
That's right. That's right. Keep it hanging. Anyway,
What's on the docket?
it's on the docket. We're talking about inventions today.
Inventions.
I've been friggin' pumped for this episode for a while, man. This is... How many times have you looked at someone and just gone, check it out. What's up, sharks? My name is Sean. You know, how many and how many times people are like, that's stupid. That's a dumb invention.
And
yeah, whatever, hater. Like, come on, dude. I've had so many times where I'm like, you know what would be a really good idea is blah, 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 blah. And someone goes, I don't know about that. But I know in my heart of hearts that if I followed through with it,
Yeah.
it would be great.
Yeah, the people
It
that
would be
do are the
great.
ones that. I mean, I've had a lot of ideas that I've been like, dude, this would be a sick invention. And then I
Right.
find out that it's been invented and I'm like,
Right.
damn it.
Yeah.
It's hard to invent shit these days. People are out here trying to invent.
I mean, so much stuff has already been invented. You know what I mean?
Do you think back in the day, a couple thousand years ago, they were like, I can't invent nothing. Everything's been invented.
Probably.
Right? It's the people that think that you can still innovate
Yeah.
that do it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of brilliant minds in the world that have come and gone and that are currently here today. And it's funny. I sometimes, if I have a stupid idea like this, I'll just go into my notes and write it down. And I, right when we started this episode, I remembered that I had an idea for something and I don't remember the context of this at all, but it just says, I have a note on my to-do list that says, look into amazing invention, pill dispenser.
Pill dispenser?
Pill dispenser. I don't know. I mean, it must have been something like,
That's definitely a thing already.
yeah, but it was like an automated, there was like an automation side of it. I don't know. So,
Okay.
hey, also, just for the record, anything we talk about in this episode has already been patented. So don't try nothing, okay?
Don't even think about it.
Yeah. Okay. This is the patent. Us talking about it right now.
Right.
So, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's been some wild ones, bro.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, I think when I first started thinking about talking about this, I was like, what are some of the biggest ones like of all time? Some of like the most monumental like human inventions,
Mm-hmm.
and like what comes to mind? Like obviously the wheel is a big one.
Right.
I just think about the wheel, like what was the first iteration of the wheel? A stone rock?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it begs the question: was the wheel really invented, or was it an adaptation on something naturally occurring? I mean, someone could have looked at an orange hanging on a tree, and they drops and they watch it roll and they go, that's a wheel.
Yeah.
But in terms of the application of the wheel as we know it today, I mean, that I would say is an invention, to put it on an axle. And
Right.
XYZ. But yeah, that's definitely one of the big ones. I mean, I've got a couple here. I mean, the telephone,
Huge.
Notice how I didn't say the cell phone.
Right.
The telephone. And what I more so mean is just the ability to communicate over long distances, I think is insane. I mean, look at what that's done in people's social lives. Look at what that's done in war.
Mhm.
The ability to just share intel. I mean, it's an insane invention, man.
Dude, I will never understand it. I mean, I was tweaking about the FaceTime thing on a previous episode.
Yeah, you got really upset about that.
Speaking of the spread of information, though, like the printing press, think about how massive that was. Bro.
Shout out to Johann Gutenberg.
Is that the guy?
That's the guy who invented it. Yeah.
Before that, like I feel like it was probably hard to get your hands on a book or something. And,
Yeah.
like, to think that like now we can spread these ideas so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what that led to.
Right.
Revolutions,
Mm-hmm.
renaissances, just
Social
like,
media.
like everything, bro.
Yeah.
Like, everything. Like people are informed now. And,
Yeah.
like, that changes your whole life. Like that's just wild. So
Yeah.
that's a big one. I mean, the biggest one maybe ever. Agriculture.
Oh,
Didn't even think about that.
dude, real quick on the topic of the printing press. I mean, it's worth noting that, a long time ago, access to knowledge and information was only
Reserved
It was
for-
the elite. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so, with the advent of the printing press and mass spread of information, it's like all of a sudden everyone has access to this
Yeah,
information,
yeah,
and so
yeah.
that is very dangerous for people in power who, you know, are threatened by the spread of information. I mean, think about how empires have fallen because information spreads so quickly. And so it's an amazing invention. And but yeah, not to interrupt your point, but I just wanted to say that real quick.
Great point. When I think of the printing press, I think of, you know, you talk about the spread of information. Let's talk about the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like borderline, like in our parents' lifetimes, like like that is even, it's just at a wider scale now. And like this freaking thing, dude, why is my light on? Sorry about that.
Because we had to reset the breaker in the dark.
Dude, the internet, like, I'm not even going to dive into it, but it's just like everyone just has access to everything. Like you can literally find out everything. Isn't
it so weird? Like, what even is the internet? Where is the internet?
Nah,
like, I know
I get frustrated.
You know, I know you do, but it exists on servers and whatnot. But like, what does that even? What the fuck does that even mean, man? That's so crazy. Like, it's like
physically, it's on a servers.
I mean,
all over the place.
Yeah, it can't just exist nowhere.
What if like I sent a million drone strikes on all the servers and then they were obliterated? The internet would be ceased to exist.
I mean, I guess we're not thinking about doing that, by the way.
We just hear
at our door. 3 black sedans. You're the best man we got.
I could dive out the window, trying to protect the drone.
Oh my goodness, bro.
We're going.
Oh, geez,
yeah, the computer, the internet, like nutty shit, man. Electricity.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, imagine, just like the night when nightfall happened.
Yeah,
that'd be spooky as piss, dude.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about what naturally occurring things led to inventions that kind of mirrored them. Like I would argue that the capturing of electricity into things like light bulbs mirrors fire and having fire provide light for you. And so it's interesting, like the orange leading to the wheel or something like that. You know
or
like
bifocals, like glasses, maybe leading to like cameras.
Right.
And stuff maybe.
Yeah. And like what,
mirrors.
What led to okay, that's a great invention too, is glasses.
Right.
Think about that. That just completely put a stop to natural selection. And I mean, that just,
bro.
Like you think about people who just can't see.
Can't really see.
You know, what if glasses were never invented? I mean, they would not be able to operate their lives in
they were just at
an easy way.
Shitty shit.
Yeah. It's almost like the more comfortable our lives get, there's not as much of a necessity for necessary and very big, important inventions, right? We have a lot of inventions now that are, you know, additions to the convenience of our lives. But in terms of like things like glasses, you know, that literally improve our ability to survive, you know, like it's just wild to think about, you know, obviously those inventions are bred out of necessity.
Yeah, imagine being a caveman with an astigmatism.
Yeah,
you don't see the mountain lion coming at you.
Fucking bears. Imagine you're hiking Tallulah Gorge with no contacts in. God, it's crazy, man. Another one I thought about was just modern medicine, vaccines, stuff like that. It's like
vaccines, like just insane how important they've been in human health.
Yeah,
like polio. Like that was like boom, no one gets it now. It just doesn't exist anymore. It's crazy, dude.
It's
antibiotics.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually talking with a friend today who works in international health and public health, and he was actually talking about the connection between climate change and how there's a lot of diseases that we have eradicated that are coming back.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, you know, we might be seeing diseases in places where we are that have never been here before.
Were they just like in ice or something?
I mean, not necessarily that. I'm not sure of the exact science behind it. You know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be an expert, but he explained it, and I was just like, you know, and so it's fascinating. Everything's connected, man. Yeah, everything is connected.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
it's the entropy thing. It's like the natural disorder of the universe. Like there will always be shit coming at you. I feel like, you know,
life sucks and then you die.
You gotta be tested at all times. Anyway, that's crazy shit, man. Crazy monumental stuff. Like just nutty. But let's talk about some of our favorite inventions.
A lot of things I like in this world, man.
Personal faves.
I got a My list is so banging, man.
This tea is kick ass.
I know, dude. Shout out Throat Coat. As I'm saying, when we talk in that voice, like bang, that's just like
this
shredding my vocal cords, dude.
Well, I can't get enough of that voice. So
Yeah.
sorry if that pisses you off.
I'm sure if they've made it this far,
Yeah, they're okay with it.
it doesn't piss them off.
I love these mugs too.
Yeah. Shout out.
We're gonna get some merch.
Rachel.
Good hang merch.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna have the drop shipping store ready.
I'll talk about a couple of mine. These
Okay.
are like nothing insane, but shit that I've just dig.
Yeah.
The iPod, dude.
Like the OG iPod.
Like just whatever. Like the iPod. The one with the wheel that you could like
Oh
scroll
my
through all your
gosh,
songs.
yeah.
You took pride in your music library, your playlists. Like, shout out Jay Meeks. But man, I just like not having to deal with the CD player anymore. Like and just having that centralized, like that was fire. And I would still rock an iPod today. Like I would like if I had one. Like
Yeah.
sick invention, sick concept.
Yeah. The iPod was amazing. I mean, do you remember like going on LimeWire and just
Yeah.
doing all that? And it's the toughest part today would be getting the songs on the iPod. Just sitting there on vid to MP3 or whatever off of YouTube. But that was some of the character of it was, you'd be listening to whatever you like by T.I. and in the middle it would be like switch to AT&T today. There'd be a random commercial in the middle and you're like, what the fuck? It was crazy, dude. That's a great invention, man. I love that. I kind of planned on just ripping through my list pretty quickly.
Just go back and forth.
All right.
Whatever.
Guitar.
Yeah.
I want to start with, at the risk of sounding cliche, like
No. I almost put that on mine. I don't even play it.
yeah, I mean just more so just musical instruments, man, and the ability to build community around that. Like that is, I'm just so thankful that guitar has found its way into my life and that it was invented in the first place. So.
Man, like the guitar, I will watch YouTube videos of really sick guitarists. I really like the when they like play the melody of the song, and it's just like I can hear the words through the guitar. Like it's so dope. Dude.
Some people just can sing on that thing, man. I mean, there's a certain level of literacy and fluency, when you get to a certain point, and people talk about making the guitar sing. That's it's such a thing, man. It's such a thing, and everyone kind of finds their unique voice on it and which guitar you like playing, why you like it, why it sounds the way it's just
such a cool instrument, man.
It's
I would
fascinating.
give my left nut to just be able to shred it.
Yeah,
Lance Armstrong on
Lance Armstrong on the guitar.
The camera was one of mine. You want to talk about something that's really cool? Freezing a moment in time is just dope.
Oh my
Being able to
God.
share it is dope. Being able to recall those memories is dope. And like opening up the doors for like cinema and like, we consume so much of it nowadays. And like you think about like, man, how important was that invention?
Right.
And the gaming console. That's fire, bro.
Hey, then I would like to give myself a quick shout out right now.
Go for it.
Absolutely sweating and tearing it up on Black Ops 6. Maybe we can post the screenshot I took where I got 100 kills in one game. Yeah. I'll put that right here.
We should do it. We should stream one night.
Should we do like a Patreon
like a
episode
good
where we're
hang.
streaming?
Yeah, or something.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot. I had sunglasses.
That's
from my next
huge,
one.
bro.
It's so simple, but like, I don't know. They're stylish, and you can look freaking directly at the sun.
I don't know if that's the move. But like driving with shades is a huge squinting and stuff. Sucks,
Yeah.
man. Gives me a headache too.
It's interesting, man. I've noticed a lot of people around Atlanta. It must just be because they grew up here. A lot of people here don't wear sunglasses.
Really.
Yeah. I don't know if I might get some flack for that. Maybe I just am not paying attention, but I feel like when it's a super, super sunny day, I would expect more people to be wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. Yeah. I'm big
I don't
on
know.
it.
I'm sure I grew up with the fucking gray skies. So
I mean,
I'm sure if
either
you're
way,
used
like
to it.
even with snow on the ground, if the sun's bouncing
Oh,
off the
yeah.
snow.
Sometimes the snow is worse. It's just a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I had the bicycle as one of my favorite inventions, man. I
That's-
still rip the bike, dude. So it's just cool, man. It's just freaking cool. Like,
Yeah. I love that.
Pizza. one of mine.
Pizza's good. What about
Fire.
stuffed crust pizza?
Fire invention.
Oh,
Fire
dude, love
invention.
that. I had corn dogs as my next point.
Really?
Kind of going off that. I just love corn dogs, man. They're, if I still went to bars and got wasted, I would be hunting down the bars where I could just get a corn dog, man.
I don't know if I've ever had a corn dog, bro.
What? Dude,
It's a hot dog, right? And
it's
fried.
It's not fried. It's like wrapped in like a batter. Dude, 4 tecates and a corn dog is the key to a
Talk to you
happy
later.
life. I'm telling you. Insane.
On the food topic,
The grill.
Probably,
Probably, that should be number one. Was that actually on your list?
It was, yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Shout out Weber, providing us with literally nothing.
And I got one more on mine. The Irish goodbye, bro.
Oh my God.
Whoever, I mean, come on. I'll tell you why I love it, dude, is because, I don't like the goodbye thing, bro. It's
Yeah.
like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Fucking see you later, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Where'd Gil go?
Leave
He's
them
halfway
wanting
home.
more.
Huh?
Leave them wanting more.
You're right.
You know, you don't overstay your welcome, man.
Right. And if we have a party at the house, like,
There will-
send it to my room. bro.
There will come a
Wow.
point where
Social batteries cooked.
yeah, everyone's just like, "Where's Gil?" It just like disappeared, man. The cards, your cards in the game are just on the table. You just dipped.
One time we had a Super Bowl party, like when I first moved to Atlanta, and I smoked some weed, and like I didn't know like a lot of people. It was like meeting people for the first time. I had a freaking panic attack, dude.
Oh,
I like
dude.
started melting down, and I just fucking sent it. I was like, I'm out. It was
Oh my God,
brutal.
sitting in
but-
your room watching Veggie Tales. That's crazy, dude. Speaking of which, I'm just gonna blow through the rest of my list.
Go for it.
Right here. Okay, football.
Yep.
Go Bills. Football. Road trips. Microphones. Stereo sound. Monster trucks. Sub sandwiches.
Sub sandwiches.
And last but not least, the Air Bud series. Shout out to Air Bud. That movie got me through my childhood. Oh, love Air Bud, dude. Love Air
That's a
Bud.
good list. I like that.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was personal. Hey, you think? I wanted to mention a couple double-edged sword inventions. So,
Okay.
like an incredible invention that changed the world, but major pros and cons.
Okay.
All right. First up, I had guns.
Mm.
Trying to think. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be pros. Like, it depends on how you look at it, perspective. Protecting yourself and stuff. But also war. You think of war and shit.
Yeah. I would
Very
say,
destructive.
I would argue that the cons far outweigh the pros with guns.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
there's some things that are much worse, obviously.
yeah.
I think like nuclear bombs and stuff. Like, all right.
Yeah. I
Is
had
there any
weapons
pros?
of mass destruction on mine that just
Yeah.
like shouldn't exist.
Automobiles.
Mm.
I mean, the pros are obvious, but I mean, those things have whacked more people than probably
Yeah.
just about anything.
They've also contributed to climate change quite a bit.
Yeah. That and heart disease, but
Yeah.
plastic.
Mm. That's a good one, dude. This is a good list.
Plastic, bro.
Damn.
Plastic. Think about all the things that are, that have. I don't know, how do I even say it? Like plastic has made things so available. Like
Sure.
a lot of shit is made of plastic, but it takes thousands of years to break down.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of crazy.
What about preservatives for food?
Yeah.
Obviously,
change the game.
yeah, the pepper can sit on your counter or in your fridge a little bit longer, but there's a lot of bullshit.
Oh, I was
in
thinking about like
food
the
right
stuff
now.
they spray on the crops to keep the bugs off. So there are crops.
So pesticides.
Pesticides.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That's one
Absolutely.
too,
That's
you
a
know.
that's a good
changed
that's a good
changed
example, man.
agriculture and farming, but
Yeah.
it's probably pretty toxic stuff.
Yeah.
Then I had the internet.
This is the big one, dude.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about the pros already a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you ever get bullied on the internet? Cyberbullying?
I mean, I got bullied last week going into a Call of Duty game chat by a 13-year-old man. But I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I was lucky. I was never really the brunt of true cyberbullying.
Right.
I just got bullied in person. But
Remember, did you have like an AIM, like a screen name?
no, I never had aim.
AIM, that's out of your
No, it was in my time. I just never
Okay.
had one.
Okay, interesting. There was like you could like rank your friends. Is it AIM or MySpace or I don't know. But like
Oh, yeah, I think that was
you could like
MySpace.
rank your friends.
That's
like your
brutal.
top friends. Like imagine like the
Coming in at number
psychological-
2 on someone you thought was your best friend.
It's crazy.
Dude, that's wild, man.
It's nuts, dude. Nuts, bro.
Yeah, I think my first social media was, unless you would count online gaming, was Facebook, or maybe it was Instagram. It was like around that time when Instagram kind of became a
Facebook came
thing.
first for me.
Yeah, I think same.
Facebook.
Back when Facebook, when you used to write in the third person your status
Yeah,
updates,
yeah.
dude.
Aaron RIZZO is.
Yeah, I recently had to go through and kind of vet my Twitter before, the voice thing, and I found some old tweets that were crazy. Maybe I could pop a picture of it on the screen right here. One of them was just, honestly, I got a fat ass, like with a PH. Crazy, dude, crazy. I used to be funny.
If I saw some of the OG profile pictures on my OG Facebook, I would be horrified.
Oh my
like photo
gosh.
booth, like
Yeah, the
wicked
Tumblr, like-
contrasty filters. Yeah,
Yeah.
just ugly stuff, dude.
That's when that was like this era of guys that would go,
Yeah, oof.
Oh my gosh. Like the snapback literally just floating on the hairs of your head. It's so big.
yeah.
That's insane, man. Internet is a whole beast, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look at social media now,
Yeah,
the damage it's done to culture, but also it's our generation's way of communicating and spreading
Right.
information. It's like, how could I promote a gig without social media?
Right.
Especially in the age where a lot of people are doing creative endeavors independently. You
Yeah.
don't have big label support or publisher support or this or that. And so social media is the trenches that you unfortunately have to occupy, but I don't know. It's interesting. There's pros and cons, but
Right.
Find me a person that isn't saying, I want to throw my phone in the lake and never use social media again.
Yeah, I've had some serious thoughts about going to the flip phone.
Yeah, man.
It's
Dude,
just, it's
I'm
hard. I'm telling you what. Sorry.
Go ahead.
One of the biggest things for me is like the fact that I can whip out Google Maps and like as far as like traveling goes.
Sure.
That's been like a big like.
You need a Garmin.
Yeah, I guess that would work.
You're like, shit, I hadn't thought of that. This guy's going
I
off
just
the grid.
I just go get a flip phone tomorrow.
Yeah, man. I mean, if I wasn't,
This guy's going.
if I didn't need to be on social media for music and stuff like that, man, I don't even know if I'd have a fucking flip phone, man. I'd probably have a track phone. Like, just call me if it's super important or whatever.
right.
But I don't know. The best times of my life have been when I've, been fortunate enough to be able to leave my phone on Do Not Disturb for a long time, or like when we, blocked all those apps when we went camping, you just feel so, it's like a detox,
Right.
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 And so, I don't know, I wish we could get more of that, but
Yeah, man.
here we are.
Agreed.
People are probably consuming this podcast on their phones, so
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
as long as you're using it for good,
Yeah.
you know?
But yeah, man. I thought of a couple of things where I want to talk about our wish list of inventions that we wish existed or whatever. But there was a couple while I was thinking about that I wouldn't want, that I think would be bad. And one of those things, people sometimes are like, I wish I could read people's minds. Like the mind reader.
Yeah.
No good.
That's brutal, man.
No good, man.
Everyone-
You don't want to hear that.
You
stuff.
would, yeah.
Like you couldn't even have relationships. There's no way.
No.
Absolutely.
No, because also if the people around you knew that you could read their minds, no one would be comfortable around
Hell
you.
no. Hell
You got to be able to talk shit in your head. Come on.
no.
It's insane.
For sure.
Yeah.
An invisibility cloak.
Ooh,
You can't be
wouldn't want
trusted.
that?
I mean,
What would you do? What's the first thing you would do with an invisibility cloak?
I don't know. I was gonna say some shit that probably wouldn't fly. Yeah.
We got to cut that out.
Yeah.
I think first thing I would do with an invisibility cloak, I don't know. The first thing that popped in my head, I was like, I would just go stand on a roof somewhere. I could do that without it, but just being up there being like, king of the castle. I was like, no one can see me up
Why
here.
can't you? Oh, no one can see.
I could do it, but someone would walk by and be like, What's that guy doing on the roof? You know?
I mean, I feel like
Crazy.
having an invisibility cloak, like you would want to be able to see something you wouldn't normally be allowed to see. Like, I don't
Sure.
know.
Maybe go into Area 51 or something.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. He gets caught on a door frame, pulls you off.
But if I knew a friend of mine had an invisibility cloak, I would never feel comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
It would just be like,
You'd be like,
yeah.
if you see it there in the room. Yeah. Exactly, dude.
And then the time travel thing.
Yeah, I think we pretty much established that in the one
established
episode.
that, yeah.
No
time
go
travel.
on the time travel,
no
man.
Negatory.
Yeah, there's just too many side effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. But inventions that should be. I like this one, dude,
This is fun.
because I got some $1 million inventions.
Oh, yeah?
Let me tell you that right now. I could use $1 million, bro. Right now I'm so broke that I'm getting ads on Instagram about donating plasma. I don't know how they know, but I've been thinking about it.
Dude,
That's insane.
Yeah. I couldn't get a nickel for my grandma either right now. So
It's insane,
tough out
dude.
here, bro.
Insane.
But we'll bounce back.
Yeah.
Pull ourselves out of the trenches.
That's
Hey.
right. Maybe by the time you're watching this episode, I got over $50 in the bank. So riding high. Yeah. Kick us off, brother.
I had a bunch here, man. That I was, I was thinking about this episode earlier, and I was like, I just went off the rip in my mind. As soon as I
Love
thought
it.
of something funny, I just wrote it down. There's no particular order that I wrote them down in. Some
Okay.
are funnier than others, but you want to bounce? I think we should bounce back. And
Yeah,
forth.
I like
got
that
a lot
idea.
here. I got a lot. So, first up on the list of GILL's wish list of inventions that should exist, I called this the turd sucker. You could shit and piss yourself, and it just instantly evaporates. Like I don't know if it's like whatever. It recycles it into a nice fragrance. There's no toilets. Toilets don't exist.
Yeah.
You just poop your pants. No one smells it, and it's just
Just
maybe just a little.
it's like a matter transformer.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah,
What a great use of a matter transformer, just putting it in your pants.
Yeah, and I think on last episode I talked about how much I like taking dumps. I prefer to have the turd sucker. I'd be willing to sacrifice that time.
Sean Gill, turd sucker specialist. Oh, I love that. I think my first invention that I wish was a thing, I have to credit my dad with this because he's been talking about this invention for years, man. And if anybody steals this, I'm going to freak the fuck out. My dad was like, there should be a tiny windmill on top of every single telephone pole that leads energy into the house adjacent to it. Somehow you find a way to like tie that to the power lines. Maybe you have some kind of large battery and it just kind of like, I don't know. Imagine how much wind power you get if every telephone pole had a little windmill on top of it.
Right.
Like the size of a fan.
Would that create a lot of energy though? Like,
I mean, if the whole country had it, it would probably, How many telephone poles are there in the country? Wrong answer. I don't know, but I don't know. That would
like
be
that
amazing.
idea. I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
It costs a lot of money, but I dig it.
Yeah.
The Insta shower. All right.
Oh.
Keep this in mind. You just walk through a portal, like a doorway.
Oh,
You're
okay.
just clean as a whistle.
Oh, that'd be great,
That's
dude.
it, bro. That's it. It's instantly but you get that feeling. You know when you take a shower, it's like
Yeah.
the shower feeling is just like, oh man, I'm like
Clears
I'm
your sinuses
rejuvenated.
out.
Yeah, it's just like a nice feeling. Like it's just instant though. It's like oh.
Yeah.
be tight.
Speaking of instant, what about the instant tattoo? I don't know. Here's the thing about this. Tattoos, getting a tattoo is like there's something to be desired about the process, I don't, it's annoying when people are like, oh, you got to earn that tattoo. You got to sit through it. It's got to be painful. Like, whatever, dude.
Here's the thing about most inventions though. They cut out a lot of those old processes.
Well, right.
It's faster and more
Yeah,
efficient
exactly.
and
So
stuff,
I don't know if the instant tattoo would be sacrilege in the world of
Right,
tattoos. You know what I'm
right.
saying? But it probably would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, tattoos can never be replaced by machines. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Support your local tattooer.
Right.
Yeah.
This one you're gonna appreciate. This is like unreal. Probably could never happen, but the 3D food printer.
Oh my gosh.
Let me get a chicken parm sub. Beep. It's like the most fire chicken parm sub.
Oh
whatever.
my gosh.
You know,
Oh.
just prints out the food.
If you had that right now, what chicken parm sub from where would you model it after?
There's this sub shop like on a highway relatively close to where I grew up. And I forget the name of it. They just changed owners, and it's like a new spot. And I had it not too long ago, and it was gas.
We'll throw it on the
My
screen.
mouth's getting a little watery.
Oh yeah, buttery flaky crust.
But yeah, man. I mean, just having whatever you want, whenever you want it, that'd be pretty tight.
Yeah, I like that.
Just like, and like, I'm not saying I wouldn't go out to like restaurants and stuff, but like, just to be able to,
yeah, man.
fire
Do you ever get road rage?
all the time.
Okay. I would want an invention where you can talk to the cars around you and or send them messages like go faster or your blinkers
nice
on,
blinker,
turn your
fuckwad.
lights on. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Can
That's
you
a sick idea, bro.
right? Could you imagine what people would say to each other? It would be insane.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, it'd be like the game chat of driving on the roads, dude.
That's a sick idea.
Yeah, absolutely
I love that,
insane,
bro. Your mirror, but it's like a fire like stylist. It's like the mirror on the wall, like Shrek.
Oh,
and crap,
yeah.
like from the or whatever Sleeping Beauty. I might be fucking that, but it's just like nah, that fits like not very crisp. Try this shirt, and it pops up the shirt in your wardrobe, and like throw this on.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
it'd be cool if that was a real job that a real person did.
Yeah,
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Instead of like, because I don't want to advocate for AI jobs. on
right,
here,
right.
but, what if there was a center for stylists and you had a bunch of different clients?
You like walked up to your mirror and it like broadcasted it to them.
Yeah.
and they could like look through your wardrobe.
yeah.
and be like, okay.
And it's a perfectly clear vertical image as if the mirror had eyes. That's what
Right.
they're looking
Yes,
at.
yes.
Yeah. And that's right. They got a database where they got all your clothes and, oh, dude, that's a great. Bending. Yeah. Mirror. We can call it the mirror. I don't know, dude. That's a really, really good invention. That's a really good invention.
Cool.
My next one is not as good as that, but remember playground telephones?
Yes.
I want one that goes all the way to Australia.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah. Have you
That's a
seen that
great
meme going
idea,
around? It's
bro.
like, Arja Sar Nars for Artar. It's like an Australian person saying, never mind. We'll cut that out. That'd be sick if we had, how about this? If leaders wanted to start a war, they had to get on the playground telephones and talk to each other. You can't just like declare war on someone. You'd be like, I don't like that thing you did, and then they could talk it out instead of being a bunch of fucking idiots.
Rip a couple swing rides first.
Yeah.
Actually, forget it.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that one, man. Love that one. How about a universal translator? So when I speak, say I'm speaking to a person who's speaking Chinese to me, I'm speaking
Sure.
English. They're hearing Chinese in real time come out of my mouth, and they're speaking Chinese, and I'm hearing English.
Oh, it'll be like a little thing that clips on
yeah,
your head
or
or something.
something, and just like
I do think, they have cochlear implants now, but I do think there's going to be something in the future that
Like that.
attaches to your auditory system and can do stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean, that is definitely something that's coming.
yeah, for sure. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be a great invention, man. I mean, language barrier would no longer be a thing,
Right.
as long as you have that,
Right.
Yeah, I love that. Love that idea. I want a solar powered phone case. The
Dude,
power.
the battery thing needs to go. Like, what's good?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Renewable energy, dude.
Right,
Come on.
right.
We're advocating for it here on the Good
Yeah.
Hang podcast.
The problem is your phone is sitting inside most of the time. You didn't think of that one, did you? Turn your brain on.
Oh my god. Well, no. What if it was it didn't have to be sunlight, just light power. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. We're not geniuses here. We're the thinkers, not the doers.
That'd be something like that. How about climate controlled clothing?
Oh my gosh.
When I lived in Syracuse, New York, dude, I would bundle up in the morning for class, going to class, and then I'd leave class, and it's like all of a sudden I'm pouring sweat, like
Yeah.
it's warm out. My coat just like blasts. I don't know, it just controls the climate on my body. Like,
Yeah.
it reads my body temperature and just like
You could wear that thing at 100 degrees and
right,
be,
be
you know,
totally
cooling
chilling
you down.
Yeah,
I like
think
that.
that's a cool concept.
I like that. My next one was kind of similar to your translator, which was built-in earplugs. You could adjust the amount of decibels that were going hitting your eardrum. So if you were just in an area that was too loud, no one would ever need earplugs
That's
again.
sick.
So you just go, I'm going to turn, you got an app on your phone where I'm going to turn it down, and all of a sudden,
That'd be really wow.
Yeah.
That's actually interesting.
yeah.
Can't stand when Jenny's talking about her ex.
Yeah. Initiate auto response. Yes, honey.
That's
crazy.
That's fire. You'll appreciate this one, bro. A dream recorder. Okay, so you wake up and it like recorded your dream, and it like makes like a 30-minute like fire cut of the dream or whatever.
Highlight reel of the dream.
Yeah, you're eating breakfast and you can just like watch your dream, like cinematic as hell.
That'd be so
That'd
cool.
be tight.
I would love that. This next one I like a lot. What if there was something on your car that could like indicate which way you're about to turn in your car?
What? Like a blinker?
Is that already a thing?
What are you talking about?
Cars have blinkers? Turn signals?
Yeah.
Do cars in Atlanta have that?
No.
I was going to say, because nobody uses that here. I was trying to fucking laugh that whole time. I was like, what are these cars that a thing? Good one. No, but for real.
No.
Use your
Yes.
fucking turn signal.
Seriously. How about a health scanner?
Mm.
Just like tells you exactly what's going on, so I can stop freaking out about that little twitch or whatever.
Oh my
You know.
gosh.
Beep beep.
Yeah.
You have cancer.
Warning, warning.
But it can
Oh my
like make
gosh.
suggestions on how to optimize your health. Like, oh, drink another liter of water, like
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, you know,
Yeah. Like your
You could-
hydration levels, you could see
Yeah.
them. It was like a percent.
you're like
you could
low on
see.
magnesium. Like,
Oh,
these are
yeah.
some foods that you should eat.
Oh
Like,
my
whatever,
God.
right now.
All of our meters would be like 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, that'd be crazy. My next two are sort of inventions, but more like a business idea. Like this could become a thing. I've had an idea for a plant shop that's also a gym, and it's called Let It Grow. Maybe it's also a therapist's office.
Interesting.
Let it go.
Interesting.
Let it
Just
grow.
A holistic place.
That's right, dude. You're working out. You're getting therapy. You can buy some plants. Let it grow.
Let it grow. I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's gonna do that. They're gonna hear this podcast and just send it.
I'm telling you right now, I will see you in court. I will sue you if you steal that idea because I love that one.
I like this one I got here. It's a hologram, fully immersive. Like it doesn't look like a hologram. It like looks like a real person, and it's like a motivational coach.
It's Goggins.
I literally wrote Goggins screaming at me while I work out. How sick would that be?
I'd just be crying in the middle of the
Just
gym.
going hard, dude.
Oh my gosh. That'd be crazy. I would love, I mean, I wouldn't love this because part of what I love about climbing is trying to figure it out. But man, wouldn't it be cool if I had these glasses that I can put on while I was climbing and I could look at the wall and it would kind of show me the route and be like, try this next move or something. Like it's training glasses for climbers. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
That would be.
I feel like that would rob
interesting.
some of the fun of the
Well,
discovery of the
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
So, actually, I take that back.
How about I think bionic body parts should be a thing.
That will be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, like people are talking about putting chips in brains and stuff. Like, leave my brain. But like this elbow could use a little tune-up. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
at some point, the knees are. To be able to dunk at like 80 would be sick.
Oh
you
my
know what
God.
I mean?
Could you imagine?
Just a thought, bro.
Speaking of that, an invention I think shouldn't exist is the perpetual driver's license. You should have to retake your freaking driver's test, man.
As somebody that's a good driver, like I don't really want to retake it.
Yeah, so you should have no problems when you retake your test, though.
Right.
Think about how like the amount of just reckless drivers out there that wouldn't get their license back
How often?
every 10 years.
Okay, I like that. I thought you were gonna say every 5. I was,
Oh my
no
gosh.
way.
No, dude.
It'd be such a pain in the ass.
No. Every 10 years, you should have to retake your driver's test.
So you only got to take it like 6 times, maybe 7 times.
Yeah. But there's no reason.
There's old people that shouldn't be driving right now too.
There's young people that shouldn't be driving. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, it would definitely be incentive for people to drive safer, to stay mentally updated on the rules of the road, it's like I just feel like there would be a lot less accidents.
Yeah.
People had to retake their driver's test. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, that whole thing is interesting to think about.
But not on that. I don't want to get into the topic of stuff that shouldn't exist. My last incredible invention is a particular workout class, and it's it's a class that focuses on core and glutes, but you have to take a bunch of psychedelics at the beginning of the class. And what's it called? Absolutely.
Where do the psychedelics come in?
Soul. Soul. Glutely.
Interesting.
Hey, would you go to that class? Absolutely. You kidding me? People who squat would love that class.
100%. How about the piss recycler? This is different than the turd sucker. You don't need.
Thank you for that distinction.
You don't need to drink water. Just recycles it back in.
Interesting.
It's an interesting concept. Like Bear Grylls, drinking his own piss on
Is
Man
that-
vs. Wild.
I might be mistaken, but there might be astronaut suits that do that. It just runs it through a filtration system. and
You might be right.
we should look into
But there's
that.
no re-drinking it. It just sends it right back in.
Really?
I'm not saying you don't have to drink any water, but like it's just like, I don't know,
I mean, you'd have.
kind of stupid. I didn't say all these were money. Like,
Yeah.
some of them are dumb.
I think it's a great idea. I'm not saying it's
Okay,
dumb,
alright.
but I think there's some variant of that
There
they
might
put
be.
in astronaut
There might be.
suits.
You might be right. I think
Yeah, it's like a rebreather that
Right,
people will use underwater. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's some good shit.
You got any others?
That was all I got.
Okay, I got a few more that I want to rattle off here. Phantom food. Shitty food you eat, you can taste it. It's satisfying, but it has no effect on your body, no effect on your gut, your metabolism, whatever. So I could eat 20 donuts and nothing happens. I get the feeling of eating the donut.
It's like a hologram donut.
And like the release and like the satiation, but nothing.
That's what it is. It's
Interesting
usually just an
concept.
oral fixation.
Yeah,
And a
you get that
craving
little,
for a
like,
taste,
dopamine
you know
or
what I
whatever
mean?
that is. That when you
Oh god, what I wouldn't do for
But
a
yeah,
fucking
that'd
donut.
be sweet, man.
Yeah.
Transformer shoes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Transformers. I was like, yes.
They adapt to your environment. So you can be on the beach. It's like a flip flop, and then now you're up on the hiking trail.
Oh shit, dude.
An ice rink. Whoa,
Uh oh,
got
got
those sound effects.
the GILL sample back coming soon.
Transformer shoes, dude.
That's amazing.
Kind of tight. I gotta stop saying tight. I've said it 20 times this episode. Cut the shit.
Sponsored by Tight.
The VR anything goes. So like this is a wild one. You could strap in you could do anything. Like I want to transform into a horse and gallop through the valley. And you're actually a horse and you can feel your horse heart beating.
Oh my
And you're
gosh.
just you know what it's like to be a horse. You are a horse. Or you're a golden eagle flying over whatever. Machu Picchu and it's real. You're absolutely flapping your wings. Like you know what it's like to be you've been a bird your whole life.
Wow.
That'd be so cool, man. You set a timer so you forget. You might forget. You might be like, I'm a bird. So it's like half hour, bring me back.
You know how we talk about how some animals have a different concept of time? What if you were like, I'm going to go for a day inside of a dog, but to them it feels like a year or something?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine? I've been trapped inside this peanut brain forever. That's crazy. That's a really good. That's a really good idea. Yeah, I think it's like this idea of like immersive VR.
Yeah.
Where you feel it and you really feel like that animal.
Right.
Could you still talk English or speak English if you were a horse?
No, that would
Yeah.
be your thing.
And you'd be like, "What the fuck was that?"
All of a sudden, some dude's coming at you with a spear.
You're like, why is there a human on my back? And why am I riding into battle? That's crazy, dude.
The underwater city, bro.
Atlantis.
Sick resort and casino exploration. I think that'd
Yeah.
be sick. The mouth guard. I wouldn't call it that, but it'd be like a mouth guard. When you were in sports, it would brush your teeth in 10 seconds. Fully brush them, floss, dialed in.
Yeah.
Just okay, done.
Yeah.
The robot masseuse.
All right, careful with this one.
Yeah, it's like okay. But it does like a body diagnostic. It's like an elite chiropractor, masseuse, and acupuncture expert, and it's just on demand.
Yeah. You know what that makes me think of is the Bacta tank from Star Wars, where if you have any ailments or cuts, gunshot wounds, whatever, you get in this tank and you lay in there for a certain amount of time and you emerge and you're fully healed.
Yeah.
And I've always thought about this.
It's like bringing your Pokemon to the.
Yeah. Right. Say you got a jank leg, you got a cut on your arm, you got a splitting migraine, you got, freaking tendonitis in your elbow. I've always thought, like, if all of your ailments could be healed, right, in the flash of a second, like you're super flexible, you have no pain anymore, but you have to endure 60 seconds of the worst imaginable pain, would you do it?
The worst imaginable?
The worst imaginable pain.
I'm okay right now. Like, I'm fine.
But what if it's like someone who's never put glasses on and they can see. What if you think you're fine now, but fully healed and strong? You're like, whoa, I was actually not fine.
Interesting, man. Interesting.
Would you do it?
60 seconds is a long time to be in excruciating pain.
Right.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might do it and be like, wow, I feel great, but I'm never doing that again.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a great idea. I think a couple 100 years, all ailments might be gone, but what ailments will be anew? It's interesting, man. I got a couple more here. The instant air screen. Yeah, I got to show you this meme, dude. And then you're like digging through your phone to find it.
I hate
it.
that.
Just pops up in air. It's like your brain just like, projects it into the right there.
When we have the freaking chip in our brain.
Yeah.
You'll basically save the meme to a folder and you'll put tags on it. You'd be like, pull up my memes that are, deep fried, freaking brain rot, and it'll bring up a list and you're like, bang, done.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
And then the last one I had, I thought of this. I was watching Rick and Morty the other day. The synaptic dampener. Remember when he's getting on the flight? The whirly dirly episode? And he's like, I just want a 30-minute cut of Avatar and some cookies.
Yeah.
It'd be sick if everyone had to take those. So everyone was just chill when they're traveling.
Yeah.
Man, no Karens.
Nobody's like, you can't make me wear this mask and
Right,
you can't make me sit in the seat.
Yeah.
It's like, come
Synaptic
on.
dampener. Get fucked.
Sit down. We're trying to fly. God. People should just be more chill, man. God damn.
Facts.
I have this isn't necessarily related to inventions, but there's a man. His name is Michael Lotito, and he was famous for eating insane objects, right? So he ate a lot of inventions. I'm gonna read you the list. I'm gonna read you the list of what this man ate during his lifetime.
I know this is going to be horrifying. All right, go.
45 door hinges, 18 bicycles.
No, hold on.
Dude, I'm only 2 into this list.
18 bicycles?
18 bicycles.
Like he picked apart the bicycle and ate?
Yeah.
How do you eat the frame? So cut it up.
Yeah. 15 shopping carts, 7 TV sets, 6 chandeliers. What a big chandelier. 2 beds, 1 pair of skis, 1 computer, 1 copy of the textbook Gravitation by Misner, Thorne, and Wheeler. I love how they listed the authors of it. 1 Cessna 150 light aircraft. That's like a 2-person plane. And it took him 2 years to eat it. 1 waterbed full of water. 500 meters, 1,600 feet of steel chain at once. 1 coffin with the handles. 1 Guinness award plaque. Assorted razors and bolts.
How long did this guy live?
He lived
pretty.
He lived in
Long enough to eat all
60s or
that shit.
70s or yeah.
I don't understand that.
I guess he had some crazy digestive enzyme in his stomach that allowed him to digest this stuff. Isn't
And
that
he figured that
insane?
out and his
I don't-
gut adapted?
I don't know. Maybe he always had the enzyme and just figured out that he could eat a piece of metal and,
Can't taste good.
it would, yeah, I mean, it would, but he would shit it out and, the turd scooper would turn it into perfume or something. I don't know. Crazy, dude. Michael Lotito, one of the most
What
incredible
when did this guy
humans.
live, bro? When did he live?
um
Within the last 100 years.
yeah, it was in the sometime in the 1900s. I can't remember. I
Dude.
mean, recent enough for a Cessna 150 light
Yeah,
aircraft to
yeah.
be around.
Dude, what the heck?
Yes, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. That's what if you had to eat one thing on that list, what are you eating? For me, it might be the pair of skis.
Pair of skis? Yeah, okay, that's a good idea.
I don't know.
Are you saying like now, like I don't have the digestive enzyme to do this?
Say you have the digestive enzyme.
Okay.
It still can't be enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, all of these things are horrible on this list. I might go with the 1,600 feet of steel chain. Imagine just like dropping that into your mouth and everyone's like, go, go, go. You know what I mean? Just insane. How do you eat steel chain?
I don't get it, man.
That's crazy,
Dude. I'm gonna look up this dude later. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, his Wikipedia page is glorious.
Pretty gnar.
Yeah, it's pretty nerd. Yeah, well, there you have it, man.
Yeah.
Inventions.
Inventions. Yeah.
For better or worse, we've invented a lot of things over the years, and thank God for Air Bud. Thank God for telephones.
Yeah.
We wish we had tiny windmills on telephone poles and things that could scan our taste buds and give us what we're craving, but you know, here we are, stopping at a QT for a big gulp. 2025.
Big ups, huh?
See you later.
See you later.
How you doing? Hey, how about you invent $100,000 in my bank account?